let's talk about your specific purpose. Can you share?
So I can't say that I have completely found my purpose. I feel like as I have grown more mature, the things that I thought were my purpose have not been. I may have scratched the surface, but I do know that my purpose at this time is heading in the direction of being able to communicate with people and therefore help them through communication, not specifically just verbally, but on a mental level, like on a I want to say philosophical level, but not that deep, because a lot of the times people don't necessarily have to get that deep in order to communicate and relate to one another. I think it's just a matter of not even specifically speaking, like literally speaking, but in actuality listening. A lot of the times you have to listen and be able to know when to speak, so that communication is delivered, because sometimes people need to get all of that out and have those conversations, not necessarily for you to hear, but just for them to speak and hear it themselves. And then you speak when you need to speak. And I think that in itself is a skill. So just by being able to communicate and relate to people, I think that in itself is where my purpose is going in life.
Hmm. So you find that you're one of those individuals that people tend to come to when they have something that they want to say or just want to get off their mind because they're challenged or troubled with something?
Well, not specifically that they come to me when they're challenged or troubled or anything like that, but I think it's more so people, they kind of gravitate towards me because I can relate, and I think a lot of the times, even before you can have a conversation, a lot of people have to get out of their shell or even be comfortable enough to even talk. They're comfortable enough to even put themselves in a place to be vulnerable. And in order to do that, a lot of the times you have to be able to relate to that person. And I tend to relate to a lot of people. I tend to gravitate, or people tend to gravitate towards me, in ways of just understanding that, like, okay, well, there's no judgment here. So, I think it's that one step before even communicating.
Right. So there's a level of trust.
Indeed, that's a good word. Yes.
Okay. Because who want to tell their story, their life stories, to someone who's just going to go out there and use it?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yes. So do you find that in your circle, your friends, families included, that discussion about purpose is a common thing?
I don't think so. Like, just as a everyday topic, no. As a topic of realization, as growth, and so like, take for instance, we just had the new year, right? That's going to be a conversation for the new year, right? Or when something is not going as we plan, that's a conversation that you're going to have. Or you don't understand why this person does this, and how you fit into this equation, or you lost your job, or things are just not going the way that you plan them to go. I think that's when the conversation of purpose, kind of, it whittles down to purpose, because things are not going in the direction that you planned or that you would anticipate, right? So then, I think kind of whittles down to, okay, what is my purpose then? And I think those conversations come into play when you're faced with adversity, or you are clueless, or you're trying to figure something out. I don't think that that's a day-to-day conversation. Not directly.
So it's driven by events or an
Agreed.
event.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But do you think that there's room for us to be having purpose in a more intentional way and more frequently? Are there some benefits to doing that?
Absolutely. I think it's definitely motivational, right? Because nobody's going to do anything for you, right? No one owes you anything, right? And in order for you to get up every morning to, you know, do what you need to do in order to get where you have to go, and to be able to exercise and share your purpose, you have to have those conversations. It's intentional. It's not by accident. So in order for you to continually make it intentional and make it present in your day to day, and you know, all of your actions and intentions, you have to be specific. You know, it has to be a plan. It has to be on your mind all of the time, right? Because that's like, say for instance, you're hungry, right? If you're hungry, you're going to be thinking about food. You're going to be thinking about food. You're going to be thinking about food, and then you get food, right? Think about how to get it, what do you want to eat, how you want to eat it. Like, oh my gosh, I can't eat that food with this white shirt, because like I can't have a sloppy Joe with this white shirt because I'm gonna mess up my shirt, but I do want to eat it. So you think about everything around that in order to make it happen. And that in itself is what needs to happen as far as purpose is concerned. It's not something to shy away from. In order for you to bring it to fruition and to make it a reality, you're going to have to you put all your thoughts and all of your energy into that as well.
And indeed, if it's important, then that's something you should be doing, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What about your children? Do you have that discussion with them?
Oh, yes. So I know that like a lot of people do vision boards and their goals for the new year. And I think that's wonderful. I don't have a problem with doing that, but I approach life with purpose, you know, with a plan. Because first of all, nothing is perfect. You know, there's always room for error, right? So you have to, for me at least, I like to plan things. I mean, it may just be that I'm a control freak too, but I like to plan things so I can plan for errors. You know, I can, you know, be more prepared. I love to be prepared. And so with my children, my son plays basketball. My daughter, she's in college. Um, I continuously have conversations with them about what they want to do. So my daughter wants to go to college. Well, not wants to go. She's in college and she wants to go to dental school. So we had conversations in high school about that. And, you know, we came up with a plan. You know, like I said, nothing is concrete. So, and it's all is divine. So it's not really up to us. You know, they say you want to hear a good joke. I think that's the saying. You want to hear a good joke, tell God your plans or something like that, or you want to get a good laugh. I'm not sure exactly how that goes, but something towards that. But you know, with my daughter, like she wanted to be a dentist, so you know, we plan. We say, okay, you're gonna do dual enrollment in school. You know, you need to be focused on, you know, what classes and core education you do to get you into a college that does have that type of program, to get you into a dental school, you know, with the grades and everything that they would accept. And that's a large example. On a smaller example, like we plan the day. You know, my kids are very comfortable saying, okay, mom, what are we doing today? And this could be a Saturday, it could be a Sunday, it could be whatever day. You know, we plan out all the things that we're going to do, and we try to, you know, move most smart, like do it in the most not practical, but the most smart way of going about it. So if we're going to go to Sam's Club, we're going to go to Starbucks, we're going to go to the park, we're going to work out. We're going to work out at the top of the day because less people are there. We're going to do Starbucks after the fact, because we can also have, well, probably twice because I like coffee, but you know, have something to eat after that. And then we're going to go to Sam's Club because we can knock that out quickly, and it's still early enough, and we can be back home by a certain time, cook, and then have the rest of our day to relax. It's all very strategic, and you know, purpose is involved in that because you have to be intentional. And like I tell them, you got to have an uncommon desire for things as well. And I think that goes hand in hand with purpose.
Tell me more about intentionality. You touch on that, and why is it so important?
Because you have to know exactly what you want. There's too many errors, too much room for error as it is, right? And you have to focus all of your energy on what it is that you actually want to bring it closer to you, right? So the universe gives you what you put out, right? So it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so you want to intentionally put out the vibes, put out the energy of what you want to come back to you. It's not a joke. It's very, very true. Like you're doing it every single day. You know, it's just who we are. We're built off vibration without becoming like too preachy, but you know, like this is what it is. We're built off of energy, and everything you do needs to be in the direction of where you want to go.
So by you being intentional, it allows you to operate with that structure that you like.
Yes. Yes, I definitely like structure. Absolutely.
So you know what you're
And
pursuing, and you pursue it in an intentional, deliberate way.
absolutely. Absolutely.
What does that do for your results? It make it easier to get results, achieve your
It
goal?
does. It does. It makes it easier to achieve the goal, and it gives you less of a I think it gives you less risk. You're never going to be without risk, right? But it gives you less risk. Like it gives you a thought process of you're visiting all the different options, then different ways it can go, right? And so it eliminates, like, I want to say, the foolishness, like the things that you can actually eliminate to get closer to the precise purpose or precise solution or precise target.
So you minimize your risk, and you're choosing the right actions that will bring you the best results.
Absolutely.
Intentionality, very important element that to support, you know, the pursuit of your purpose, no doubt about it. So in schools, you know, you have you know your children there in schools, albeit there in college, you know,
And high school, yes.
high school. Do you find that that's a discussion at the high school level, purpose,
No,
or should it
I
come
mean,
more?
I don't think so. Like if you mean like in the actual um academic like scholastic environment, I don't think
Students
so.
talking with students.
I don't think so. I highly doubt that. Highly doubt that. I think that there are a lot of students who do have that conversation when, like we said, like, so then now they're facing some sort of adversity or decision, right?
Mhm.
So if in fact that is the case, that usually comes towards the end of high school, right? Like, where am I going? Like, I need to make a decision. Like, high school is about to end. What's my next move? Then now, here we are. What's the purpose? Like, what is my road? What is the plan? What's the map? Like, how we got to map this out. And therefore, now you have to think about, what is my purpose? Why do I want to do this? And what direction do I want to go? And I think that that comes at that point. I believe that in high school, you know, you're kind of having a good time, unless you just are very locked in and you have been exposed to a situation or a lifestyle or a way of life of implementing purpose, plan, strategy on a daily basis, or even weekly, monthly, whatever.
So for a lot of students, a last minute thing.
I think so. I think so.
They're
Because
faced
nobody's
with-
worrying about it.
Too busy, huh?
Yeah. And I mean, you could be busy doing, you know, something that is purpose filled, you know?
Right. You know, and you touched on this earlier. You talk about alignment with purpose and living on purpose. What exactly is that? And how do you know when you're aligned with your purpose?
So I believe that, so they say, like, you know, you never work a day in your life if you do what you love, right? I think that's purpose, right? You know, I think the real way to kind of align with your purpose is like doing something you don't mind doing, that you enjoy doing. That's you know, that fulfills you, that fills you up. If you're doing something like that, then that's definitely purpose, right? And I think that you're going to have to like go through a different trial and error, but as long as you're like going in the direction of things that you like, that you would do for free, right? Something that you would do for free, willingly get up at the crack of dawn to do for free, then you're moving in a direction of purpose and intentionally being on the path of pursuing your purpose.
You know, I like that you say pursuing, because I think indeed that is what is happening for most people. Because purpose is not a static, fixed
Right.
thing.
Right. I agree
So
with that.
it's an
And they say it's
introspective.
in the journey, right? It's in the journey. And I think that's the exciting part. It's something that you love to do. And it's an ongoing thing, We're only here for a short period of time. And it's like, in finding your purpose, finding something that you love to do, chasing that purpose, I think is the beauty of the journey.
Beauty of the journey. At what stage of your life did you discover that you are actually in pursuit? That the fun is over and now, wow, life is serious.
Well, quite honestly, the pursuit is fun. When you find something you love to do, it's like, I don't sing. I have a horrible singing voice, so we're gonna leave that in the shower.
I don't say
But Lex, I know you want to hear me sing, right? But if I did sing, right, I would sing every and anywhere, right? And try to, every day try to trump myself on the last place I did. And where else can I sing? Can I sing the national anthem at a high school basketball game? Okay, I did that today. I would love to do it at a football game. I would love to do it on a professional sports level. I would love to sing for the president. Like it's all about like getting to that next level in the things that you love to do.
So again, when did you discover that you're in that?
When did I
Yes.
discover that I was in pursuit?
What stage of your life, and did something trigger that?
So I believe I've always been a competitive person. So like in competing, like in sports at a very young age, I kind of got a gist of that. And then I think to answer your question, probably when I had kids, because my purpose at that point was being a mother, right? And still is being a mother, right? So I'm in pursuit of constantly trying to be the best that I can be. You can never be the best. There's no 100%, right? There's no perfection. They say, practice makes perfect, but then like you're only as good as your last attempt. So therefore it's a constant pursuit. You can be happy with what you've done today, but what are you going to do tomorrow? Right? God gave you another day. You can't just bank off of what happened yesterday and say, oh, I've found my purpose and I'm doing it and I've done it. And now what? So I think like the day-to-day consistently like trying to trump yourself and do better and better and better. And like I said, being in the journey, that's what it's all about. And I realized that when I think I became more conscious of it when I had kids, and I want to be the best mother that I could be, regardless of the situation that I was put in, like family, work, whatever. They always came first. And to me, it's about like, how do I answer that? Like, how do I counter, them wanting more from me, them, looking to me as a mother? Like, what is my answer to that? And can I do better at that? Can I do better at that? Can I do better at that? And if you're passionate, purpose filled, right, you're going to want to do better. Nothing is ever going to be enough. You're going to want to do more of what you love to do, which is, I love loving my children. I love being a mother to them. So what else can I do to be a better mother? What else can I do to make them happy?
How can you top yourself?
Exactly.
Wow.
I always say I don't compete with other people. I compete with myself.
And that's a wonderful competition to be in.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Personal development, just to be better.
Yes, sir.